Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. Whether you are a sports enthusiast or not, I'm sure that you are aware that every year there is a game out there called the Super Bowl. And one of the things that we always look forward to is not necessarily the game, it's those commercials. We love the commercials because they are so creative and engaging. And even though we may not have the budget of somebody like a Pepsi or a Budweiser, we can still bring in that same message of fun and creativity into our marketing and advertising as well. That is what we are talking about in this segment. So I'm bringing back Rich Varrato for another section, and we are going to dive deeper into how we can bring in more of that creativity as we promote the value and the authenticity. So, Rich, welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so we're going to have some fun with this because, we're talking about creativity, and creativity is where we can really dive deep and bring out some of our true essence of our company. We can connect it with our vision and really bring in that engagement. So I would love to ask, because as we build in systems, it's that fine dance of running the systems and also allowing for that creativity. So, how can companies really balance that creative innovation they have with their marketing and maintaining high levels of productivity?
I think knowing your clients and knowing what they like, right? Like if you look at the inner circle of your friends, Claire, for example, right? The people that you're closest with are the people that you have the most in common with. So you
Mhm.
need to be mindful of that, right? When you're promoting and putting content out and putting any marketing out, you're going to want things that resonate and that people like and agree with, right? If you're constantly being negative, people tend not to like that. And also, you look at the Super Bowl ads. That's a great example of this. People that are nostalgic about like the most popular commercials are the nostalgic commercials where they bring back characters that they used to love, and those are the commercials that typically are the most popular. The other ones that are most popular are the funny ones, right? I mean, who doesn't love to laugh? And again, you look at the personal relationships that you have. Um, you look forward to getting together with people that make you feel good. So those commercials that make you feel good, those are the ones that resonate. Those are the ones that sample the best and perform the best the day
Mhm.
after the Super Bowl. When the next morning everyone's talking about the commercials, it's the commercials that really hit home for people that are the most popular, and those are the products that probably get an uptick in in sales.
Absolutely. And when I'm listening to you talk, the word that comes to my mind is this valuable? And is it valuable, like you
Yeah.
said, to your ideal client? So, as simple as it sounds, what are some ways that a company, because when we have a company, we're not necessarily selling to our best friends. So, what are some strategic ways we can find out what would be valuable to our target audience so that when we're making these marketing pieces, when we're bringing in our authenticity and creativeness, that we know it's going to be in alignment and impactful?
Yeah, I think a great place to start there is to sample your current clients. Like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? What is it that you like most about dealing with us? What is it that drew you into doing business with us, right? And then it's promoting that. And if you ask enough people that question, hey, what do you love the most about us, our product, our service, whatever the case may be, you need to lean into to what you're hearing a lot of.
Yeah.
Because your ideal client, right? I mean, we all have our ideal client. Their wants and needs are going to be very, very similar um, to one another.
Absolutely. And, I want to give you some personal credit to this because I think that you have really connected with this. We were talking off camera. One of the things that you do to market is you publish a motivational quote on a regular basis. And you had
Yeah.
mentioned that that is one of the items that has nothing to do with your company of being in insurance. It has nothing to do with what you are quote unquote selling. It's all about the heart space and the relationship. And I found the same thing. One of the things that I get a lot of pull on is the motivational quotes because those are things that are important to my clients. So I would love to have you speak more of how you came up with that idea because again, it has nothing to do with business. It's all about bonding with them. And that's something that is really impactful in delivering great value.
Well, everyone loves to be an underdog, right?
Mhm.
Um, so that's where I always am constantly finding motivation is having that underdog mentality. I mean, you think about Tom Brady, even at the peak of his career, right? He always found ways to feel like he was an underdog, that people were doubting him, right?
Mhm.
And that messaging really resonates with people, because they always feel like you know. Their self-talk is sometimes that they're not good enough or whatever the case may be, and what the motivational quotes do is picks them up. And for me, every morning I do it, I feel way better anytime I read a book or read something that strikes me. And so when I started sharing that with my LinkedIn audience, my Instagram audience, I can't tell you how many people direct messaged me, sent me text messages, called me, emailed me, and I've been doing it. I don't know, probably 2 months now. I do
Mhm.
it every single morning, and again, it's been very well received.
Yeah. And again, I just hope that the viewers are understanding that when we are looking at how we can deliver impact and value, it doesn't always have to be in the realm of business or sales. Sometimes showing
No,
that more human element, because at the end of the day, regardless of what we're selling, we're all in the relationship business. So I just
yeah.
think it's a great way to look at how can you deliver and foster creativity in your messaging on a professional level and also, how can you marry it with the idea of bringing it in on a human level at the same time, which I think you're doing an amazing job at. So, thanks for sharing that. Now, as
Yeah.
we're creating our plan, because again, we don't want to be haphazard, we want to be very strategic in what we're doing and make sure that we're laying this out. At the same time, we're running our marketing. Our business still needs to be running fluidly too. And every day we're being bombarded with expectations of our clients. So, how can a business owner, an entrepreneur, really manage and handle all the expectations on a daily basis coming in for their clients while they are still fostering creativity from their team?
I think I think your expectations need to be greater than what your clients expect, right? So I like the phrase over promise, over deliver, right?
Mhm.
So if you're constantly over delivering, right, on a regular basis, I don't worry about the expectations of my clients because we're constantly exceeding them. Every single time that we get a phone call, email, someone walking in the office, um, the goal is to exceed expectations, not meet their expectations, exceed their expectations. So I would say that is boded well for us, in the marketplace and for our clients too. I mean, we're very intentional with that.
Yeah. So, can you give an example of how do you do that for your clients? How are you exceeding expectations?
I think anytime, for us, I mean, we're on 1 year contracts, right? I mean, we're an insurance agency. Most policies that we sell are 1 year policies, and um, our competition sort of looks at this business as an annuity. Oh, once I have a client, they're not going anywhere. They get very comfortable.
Mhm.
We look at we look at these 1 year contracts as, okay, here's an opportunity for us to improve, so that upon next renewal, we're better as at servicing this client, right? And we're also improving our client's risk profile, so that and we're experiencing a hard market out there. Knock on wood, our clients are seeing, because we've been very strategic in trying to over deliver and exceed expectations. Our clients are not seeing the rate increases that our competitors are seeing, because we've been very intentional with what we're trying to do. We have a long-term plan in place, and that's probably the best uh, uh, example that I can give you.
Fantastic. Well, Rich, I really appreciate you sharing these. You gave us some great examples and you really are getting us to think. I would really encourage everybody that's watching this is to just really, sit down with yourself talk about your vision, really come in and say, how can you show this vision, bring it to light authentically, and bring in, again, the dynamic of being both professional and sharing value on the professional side as well as on the human side. So if there's people out there that would love to learn more, not only just watching what you're doing, because I think we could look at your examples and really bring them in and tailor them to our own businesses. And other people might be fascinated about how they can also get some better policies insurance wise. So what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Our LinkedIn page, at the Magnolia Agency, and also my page. My name is Rich Varrato, Varrato. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect.
Fantastic. Well, Rich, thank you so much for being here. Always have a great conversation. And for those of you that are watching, some of the takeaways that I had from our segment today, we talked a lot about getting to the bottom line, looking at how we can do that in a strategic and a productive way by building and growing our people as effective leaders. We talked about creativity in marketing. Let your voice, let your authenticity shine. At the end of the day, it's about connection. It's about building human connections with our clients and doing that in a way where we can stay consistent by using some automation and bringing those systems in. So I hope you walked away with some great tools on how you can level up and be more productive in your world. I'm Clara Capano, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Be Productive.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.